So this is my second episode of Dusty Souls, where I show you more in real time how wildlife films are made and how I like to approach the animals and in my special way and create connections with them. So this morning I saw these vultures circling it. I was on my way home, and actually I'd been out all night and hadn't heard from the hyenas or anything, and saw these vultures circling. So of course, and some of them were coming down. Often you see vultures circling, but they're just catching thermals. But there were a whole lot of them coming down. So I went in there, and there were these hyenas feeding on a zebra carcass. Now, I wasn't sure whether they had killed it or what the story was. So I went in there, and I like to film with 2 cameras at least. It just helps with edit, and also just to put things in perspective, and you can see how I'm working and where I'm operating. So I set up this GoPro right there, right close to the carcass. It's a wide angle lens, so you can see everything. But I'm often distracted just having to keep an eye on it. And luckily she wasn't interested in it. It was just happened to be in her way. And these hyenas are now, their tummies are full. They've been eating for I don't know how long. I'm not sure if they killed us or what happened, but their tummies are full, so just one at a time come in and feed. And I just wish I'd been there earlier to see, what had happened and how much they'd eaten and what the whole deal was, but I can't always find them, unfortunately. It's amazing that even with all this food, they still want to.
Hello, you want scratches, huh?
Want to come and make contact with me.
Yes, just enjoy a good little scratch. Yeah, bye. Hey, no, leave my camera. You can't eat that thing.
There's always a lot going on here, having to keep eyes on my GoPro and what the hyenas are up to. It becomes quite intense sometimes.
Hey. Oh, leave it.
And then it was just a matter of time. It was going to happen. And one of them stole my GoPro.
Hey, no, leave my camera. Run. Leave my camera. Don't chew it.
That's the view from inside the hyena's mouth. So grateful that he didn't crunch it.
Oh, man. Please give me my camera. Yo. And this GoPro survived it. My goodness, it's still rolling. Yes, I've got my camera back now, you naughty schmucky. Sorry, no, that's... See, the problem with that is that I've now chased this hyena around. It's not going to trust me anymore. Damn. Anyway, let's get back to where I was. That's the problem when trying to film and several cameras filming on my own. But anyway, these guys are still here on the carcass. Let's see if I can put up my camera again. Hey kids.
That actually was really hilarious. Me running after that hyena like a crazy thing. But once I knew the GoPro was fine, then everything was okay. Yeah, these GoPros are really useful, and I put them in there just to keep, I'm always wanting a different angle, and it keeps the viewer engaged because, you're seeing all the shots of the animals, but sometimes you want to know how was that shot got. And that's what Dusty Souls is all about, is to give you an idea of what's behind making a wildlife film the way I make them, which is not very traditional.
No, don't you go for my camera now. No, leave it alone. Yeah.
I could be filming all of this from my vehicle from far away with a big lens, but the audience wouldn't really feel like they're connected. You feel that distance. Suddenly when you come in here with a wide angle lens, it changes the whole perspective. And then when you get down on the animal's level, even more so. So getting in there with all that incredible sound and the wide angle lens, and you're right in there, you do get to feel what it's like to be that animal. And that's what I want the audience to get to feel. To feel like they're really in there and they're part of the action. Oh, he's after my GoPro again. The whole time I'm filming this, I've got to be aware of what these animals are about, what they can do, and all of that. And also, when I'm crouching down, the nervous animals are more likely to approach because, I seem to be smaller and less of a threat and all of that. So I've got to be aware of them approaching. And I actually think maybe I need to just forget about that and be that confident. Not arrogant, but confident that they're not going to do anything, which is sometimes hard when you see what they're capable of with the zebra carcass. So I keep looking behind me, but they come up behind. They really want to sniff me and smell me, and then they'll move on and do their thing. And so I am conscious always, when I go down, that it does make it more appealing, if you want to call it that, for them to approach me and the carcass. And so, you just got to be aware of all these little things, these little nuances happening in the behavior. I was filming like this in Botswana, hyenas on an eland carcass, and the next thing, out of nowhere, this male lion came in and killed a hyena 4 meters away from me. And this just reminds me of a similar situation, which keeps me on edge and keeps me looking around. But, all of this is possible. I put it down to the main factor here is because I don't feed them. So they, when you feed an animal and you arrive with the food, it's as if the animal says to you, well, what are you doing with my food? Give it back. And so I've never fed them, and I never even touched their carcasses.
You know, they don't see me as a threat. They don't see me as competition. So they're not expecting anything from me, and they're not expecting me to take anything from them. And so you get this unique situation in which, you know, your dog and your cat at home, you have to feed them. So my relationship is purely, it's a very different thing on a very different level. But it's just so natural. That's what floors me about it. That, you know, I'm not, and also I don't carry a weapon, so I don't see myself to be more superior to them anyway. I'm on an even pegging with them, and all of that changes, you know, the way that these animals receive you and see you and respect you. Now those cutaways of the vultures wouldn't mean anything if I didn't have the two shot putting the vultures in relationship to where the hyenas are, and just making it so much more real. There you can see the vultures on the left side of the screen. Come on, girl. Come on. No, Mama, I don't want you near my camera. No. There's that GoPro again. You know, I'm always making that clicking sound that identifies me from somebody else. Just reassures them and reminds them that it's me, and when they hear that sound, they know that things are chilled and not to worry. And so that's why I keep doing it consistently. Just gotta keep an eye out on my camera. No, leave. No. Why do you want my camera, Gil? Eh? I'm gonna move it over here now. I'm sure you can't deny that
with this, you're looking at that, you can feel it, you can hear it, you can almost touch it. It's within your grasp, and you can feel what it's like. I mean, and you feel the pure power these guys have with their jaws of just crunching through bones, tearing that meat apart. Incredible power that they have. And you don't feel that when you're shooting far away with a big lens. Get in there with a wide angle lens right in amongst them. That changes the whole dynamic, and you really start to feel what these animals are all about. Here's the male, he's coming. And he's just trying to make up for lost time. Yeah. So, all the time I'm filming different angles. That's why I'm going around here, around there, that side, this side. Filming at different angles, because what you see here this is almost in real time. What is basically real time. The 30 minutes odd that we have here will be edited down to a 2 or 3 minute piece in the final film. Leave that camera. No, camera. This feeding frenzy is insane. It's like they haven't seen any food for months, and their tummies are all full, but because everybody else is eating, they just got to climb in and keep eating themselves. So the whole time you're looking for different angles, different things happening, different behaviors, and all sorts of other little things that are going on there. And shooting with the two cameras makes a huge difference to be able to cut from one to the other and keep it entertaining. You see the collars on some of these animals. This is part of a research project that somebody else is doing, and I'm always trying to avoid them in my shots if I can. These guys, I mean, it's unreal how they are all so full, and yet one is on the carcass eating, and the others see that and they think, oh, I can't miss out, I've got to go and eat some more. And they come back and they keep coming back and go, eat and go, and that's how it goes on until they eventually finish the carcass, or if they can. And these animals can eat 1/3 of their body weight at a sitting. So a big female hyena weighing about 70 kilos, she can eat more than 20 kilograms of meat in one sitting. 20 kgs, that's quite insane. And you can definitely see when they've done that as well. It's quite mind-blowing. And then you can imagine the heat that's being generated in that stomach just trying to digest all that food, which is why they go and lie up in pans afterwards to cool down and try and relieve a bit of pressure off that huge stomach.
I've got to watch my camera still, hey? You guys still want to eat it? If only there was a tree I could put it in. But that's not happening, is it? Oh.
So, and I have this eternal problem. Just following my GoPro, watching my GoPros not being eaten. Normally I'll try and put it up in a tree or somewhere. So, but there weren't any trees that were really close enough to get the wide angle shot that I wanted, and to get, you know, the vultures behind and all of that. So I had the GoPro on the ground, which I'm all fully aware that the hyenas are going to want to eat it, and they're just curious. They want to go and grab whatever's there, something new, looks inviting. And the fact that I'm chasing them away, oh, that's even more inviting. What is that thing? So it's just an eternal problem that I have, because I'm filming on my own. But then if I filmed with a crew, I wouldn't be able to have the same sort of interactions that I have, because hyenas would be worried about more people and all of that. So it's a bit of catch-22, and you win here and you don't there, or whatever. But yeah, I love it this way. I'm just going to see if I can't get my camera up into this sickle bush, get a different angle. Yeah, they really don't like me lifting my arms up and working up high. They find that quite intimidating, which is why they've all backed off now, but they'll come back in now, I'm sure. You'll often find it's the lower ranking animals that will be the first to come back to a carcass, you know, when they've run off for whatever reason. Those low ranking ones are the first ones to come back, because then they can get to feed without being hassled by the others, and they can get the choice bits.
Hey, guys, I'm not interested in your food. Come, just go and eat away there. Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to keep an eye on the camera. Don't make any eye contact with them, and the situation very quickly.
I hope I don't get that treatment.
Now, one of the things I have to be really aware of on the carcass is when there's a number of them and squabble breaks out. Those squabbles can very quickly turn towards me, as me being the problem, especially from the lower ranking animal that's being beaten up. He'll turn on me, or she'll turn on me. So I have to try and ignore that as much as possible. Keep my eye on the camera so I'm not looking at them, and not showing any interest, and then just stay in that mode. They'll come up to that point and then they'll stop and realize, but hang on, this guy's not even interested in us, and then they'll back off. But you've got to be aware of that and make sure that you're not, looking at them. That's so important. So a huge factor in doing what I do and making it possible, I've only recently come to realize, is the fact that I'm never looking directly at the animal. I'm always looking through the viewfinder of the camera, and so that takes away that intent and potential aggression when you look at an animal. That breaks that down completely. And so being a filmmaker and always looking through the eyepiece of a camera is what makes so much of this interaction possible. And that's why you find that photographers and whatever often have animals approach them, because they're not staring at them, and that intent and that aggressive stare can be really intimidating for them. you can see the distinct teeth marks in the throat there, and hyenas generally don't strangle their prey, so this zebra probably was killed by lions, and maybe the hyenas chased them off.
The vultures are all waiting. Yeah. Okay. Enjoy your munchies, girls. I'm sure you're going to be thirsty after this. Let me get my GoPro. Well, that seems to have survived. Although I think the glass might be cracked on the front there. Otherwise, all good. Bye guys. Thanks for the... Pity I didn't find you earlier. They couldn't have been here very long because it's quite late in the morning, so they must have got this at dawn maybe. And the other thing is, why I didn't hear any activity, so they must, to get here they would have called each other, and I didn't hear anything this side. I wonder why. Anyway, at least I got them now. These vultures are all wading everywhere. I don't know how many hyenas there are here. There's a few. They're all going to wait, and if the vultures come in, they're going to chase somebody or chase them off. I don't think the vultures are going to get any of this. There's not much left. There's still the whole neck though. There's a bit left on the back. Mama, hey? Are you quite good now? Is there something on there? And then, moving shots around the carcass. These are always, so nice to have steady panning, or not panning, moving shots, tracking shots around the carcass can be very useful. And I didn't do enough of them. I should have done more of them around the carcass while I was filming other stuff and when there were different numbers of hyenas. But they are so useful to have, and it just gives it a beautiful cinematic feel. So you'll see this isn't edited properly. It's because I've kept in all the shots as long as they are and as I took them, just to give you a real idea of, exactly how we do this stuff. Kiddo, are you full now? What's going into that bone or something else? She's chewing that bone. This is mother and daughter here. Hey kiddo. Okay. No mom. You don't. No mom, come on. Yeah, she got upset with me because I was just too close. I was just trying to get right in there. But then again, I backed off. I didn't look at her, and everything was fine. But I'm also still learning, and I realized, okay, that's far too much now. Back off, and it was fine. So I left them mid-morning, and they were still feeding.
when I went back in the afternoon, it looked like they'd had the carcass under a tree where they were all lying up, and the vultures were around picking up what scraps there were from the morning, and no doubt they'll get some more later this evening.